Good morning and welcome to beautiful downtown Key West, Florida. It's a nice, bright, and breezy day here today. My name is John Parse. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams here in Key West, Florida. And today we're going to talk about the Key West Lighthouse. The original Key West Lighthouse was built in 1825. It was built about a mile closer to the waterline from where we are now. It was one of 4 lighthouses built along the Florida Keys to assist in navigation. There actually were 2 lighthouses in the vicinity of Key West, one at Sand Key, which is a couple miles out in the water, and then this one here. However, in 1846, the Great Havana Hurricane came through and destroyed everything. It destroyed the lighthouse at Sand Key, it destroyed the lighthouse here in Key West, and it destroyed most of Key West also. Congress immediately realized they needed to get a replacement lighthouse, so funds were immediately put aside, and in 1848, the lighthouse was built here on its present location. It was built 50 feet tall. Like its predecessor, it also used whale oil, and it also used copper reflectors to shoot the light out into the sea. In 1858, the reflectors were replaced with a modern-day Fresnel lens, which is a glass-cut lens to direct the light. The lighthouse continued in operation until it was decommissioned in 1969. It had been converted over to electricity in the early 1900s. The story of the lighthouse keepers is just as much, if not more, interesting. The original husband-wife housekeepers in 1825, their last name was Mabritty. Well, Mr. Mabritty died a few years after taking over the lighthouse position here, leaving Mrs. Mabritty to decide, well, I know how to run this place, I'm going to be the lighthouse keeper. So Mrs. Mabritty was the lighthouse keeper, did all the work of cleaning, maintaining the oil, maintaining the wicks, and continued to be one of the only, if not the only, female lighthouse keeper in the United States. So now move forward a little bit into the Civil War. Now, Florida was a Confederate state. Key West was a Union city. Well, Mrs. Mabritty, her sentiments ran more towards the Confederacy than it did to the Union, which didn't quite sit well with everybody, particularly when the city was more or less divided, Confederate and Union, even having a street right in the middle of town called Division Street. Eventually, Mrs. Mabritty's Confederate sentiments worked against her, and in 1864, she was replaced. However, that was not the end of the Mabritty legacy. Their granddaughter and her husband took up shop as the lighthouse keepers. However, that husband also died. He died of typhoid, and then the wife died of typhoid. The Mabritty line continued because their daughter married a gentleman and they became the lighthouse keepers. The Mabritty name was associated with the Key West Lighthouse from the very beginning until the lighthouse was decommissioned by the Coast Guard in 1969. For that decommissioning ceremony, the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of the original Mabrittys at age 84 was invited to come to the decommissioning ceremony. So I think that's a wonderful legacy to show that not only did the lighthouse stay renewed, but the family line, the Mabritty family line, was in place from the beginning until the end. Presently, the Key West Lighthouse stands about 100 feet tall. And from the top of the lighthouse, you can see all of Key West. You can see all the waterway, you can see the harbor, you can see out to the airport, you can see all the homes here in the downtown area. So from the top of the lighthouse here, you can see all of Key West. Out here to the west, and some of the little mangrove islands that are out there, and then further out into the marine sanctuary that's out that way, and then off of here, Main Street of Duval this way, northwest, right down here, just directly across the street is the Hemingway House. And then you keep on coming around, just this direction is due south, you know, the southernmost point. And it is down there where the original lighthouse was constructed in 1825. So you can see from the original lighthouse to here, it's not even half a mile. But we are a little bit above ground, and this lighthouse has stood the test of time, most definitely, because we get an occasional hurricane that still comes blowing through here. Not like way back when the Havana hurricane came through, but the wear and tear on anything in a sea environment is pretty bad. But this lighthouse has done very well, very well. The Key West Lighthouse is owned and operated presently by the Key West Art and Historical Society. The lighthouse is open for visitor viewing 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Not only can you climb to the top of the lighthouse, but the Lighthouse Keepers Museum, where the lighthouse keepers resided, is also open for visitors. Come on down, you will thoroughly enjoy it. It's one of the many interesting and unique aspects of this old town. Again, John Parse, Keller Williams, Key West. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you later.